Yo, what's up, you guys? It's Josh here. Welcome back to another vlog. Now, in today's video, I want to do something a little bit different, not the typical vlog that you guys are used to seeing. Right now, I'm actually here staying at my mentor's place. I'm staying with Tom. I'm here in Dubai, and this is the current setup that we're working with. I've been so focused on the next perfect video, the next perfect thing to say to the camera, the next perfect thing to upload on my Instagram, the next perfect thing, that I've forgotten the whole concept of focusing on progress over perfection. And this is something that I always tell my friends. This is something that I always try to tell myself. This is something that even my own mentor, makes an example of. And it's something that I've kind of tapped out of for the past few days. Ever since I've left my 9 to 5, for those of you guys who don't know, I used to work at Lucid Motors, and they call it a service concierge, but really I was a service advisor. So quick little side tangent for those of you guys who don't know what a service advisor is. It's basically the guy that you would talk to whenever there's something wrong with your car. Like, let's just say you had a flat tire or something went wrong with, I don't know, your transmission. I'm the guy you would have talked to, and I would just explain you the repairs, how long it's going to take, what certain repairs will cost you, et cetera, issue you a loaner car if we had any, work out any details with body shops and glass repair. But anyways, ever since I left my 9 to 5, I have been just trying to navigate this whole YouTube channel and just what I really want to do long term. Because for those of you guys who are tapped into my channel and have been riding with me, along the way this whole time, I've been doing a few things, right? Because whenever I would get the question of like, oh, Josh, like, what do you do for a living? That question is still a little hard to answer, if I'm being totally honest, because I've been experimenting with a multitude of things ever since I left my job, right? So when I first started to take YouTube seriously, I got into the whole self-development coaching space. One, I realized that it was not for me. And two, the obstacles that I had to deal with were not the obstacles that I liked. For the lack of better terms, I just didn't like what I had to deal with when it came to the coaching space. So I decided to kind of dead that. I actually have one client left in the coaching space that I still coach every week. And that kind of coaching is just like lifestyle, productivity, mindset, a little bit of health and even personal image. But yeah, I first started off with coaching. And then for the OGs, you guys know that I've always been on and off with crypto. Even like my first YouTube video was about crypto. I've been doing crypto since 2019, and I wouldn't really consider myself a trader. A lot of my new audience now is coming in from one of my latest vlogs, which is like the one where I closed a really nice profit on my MicroStrategy position, right? But going back to what I was saying was, I don't really consider myself a trader because I've always been just a buy and hold kind of person. As much as I love crypto, for some reason, explaining crypto fundamentals, explaining fundamental analysis, technical, it's not something I know how to explain. It's just something I know how to do. I don't think that's like my main career path either. It's just one of those things that I like to do. So I've been juggling with a few couple different ventures since I've left my job. I just know that YouTube has a key role in whatever it is that I'm trying to do. And even lately, I've started to get inquiries about like, how do you build a personal brand? Because yes, this channel only has 2,000 subscribers at the moment. But it does have a very loyal following. So thank you guys for tuning in. But I have been getting questions about like how to get started. Is there any advice you could give, strategies, etc.? And even here in Dubai, I did a little bit of videography and editing for someone that I met here who ended up becoming a friend and client. And then I'm also starting to do some personal branding strategies for Tom, since he's wanting to scale his YouTube channel. Where I wanted to go with this, guys, is that I've had all of this going on in my head, like, where do I go? What direction do I want to take? There's been some days where I've had full on clarity, like, this is what I want to do. I want to pursue this business model. I want this path. And then there's been other days where it's just like, yo, I don't know what I'm doing. There's going to be plenty of times where we feel 100% clarity. And then there's other days where we're not so certain about, what we're doing. Are we doing the right thing? Are we going on the right path? Like, is this, it gets questionable at times. That's the reminder that I want to give myself in this video, and for anyone who's kind of on the similar path, which is to really keep progress at the forefront of mind over perfection. Because I've realized that by focusing so much on the perfection, just focusing strictly on the end result, all that it's led me is to just frustration, self-doubt, and to a degree like an anxiety. So yeah, guys, that's basically what's been going on with my life lately. And I also wanted to just share with you guys some lessons that I've learned while I've been here in Dubai, kind of on this like monk mode trip away from everything, staying with my mentor and actually just shadowing him, in person, just seeing how he operates. So the first thing that I've learned from Tom, my mentor, is that, just by observing him like on a day-to-day basis, Tom takes like immediate action on pretty much any idea that comes to mind. Like, he's very impatient, which is, I feel like there's a misconception that being impatient is bad, but I also see that being impatient is really good. He doesn't necessarily have all of the details right away. He doesn't have all of the answers, but what's more important to him is that he takes action first and then he figures everything else out along the way, which is something that I've found really valuable and insightful for myself as well. Another mind-opening thing that I learned from Tom was actually like a couple days ago. We were at the Hamptons Cafe in the evening and we were just having some coffee, and I was just talking to him about life and, certain things that I wasn't so confident in, within my personal life. And he kind of broke it down to me in a pretty cool way. I was just telling him like, yo, I'm just like in this weird spot where, I'm slightly ahead of, normal society standards, for lack of better words, but also I'm still not in the position to be hanging out with the people who are successful, the people who've already done it. I'm not in that league yet. So I'm kind of stuck in this in between. And that kind of like in between phase translates into other aspects of my life. Basically, he walked me through this concept and asked me like, okay, if you were making $48,000 a month right now, if you already had $48,000 a month coming in, you already had the amount of subscribers on YouTube that you wanted, you already had everything that you possibly could have imagined. You have the car you want, you have the lifestyle you want, you have the dynamic that you want with your friends, your family, and you have the physique that you want, etc. Right? If you already had all of these things, would you be 100% confident with yourself? Would you move different? And I told him, yeah, of course. From there, he proved a really good point to me, which was that you have to visualize and see the end result first. You have to know the feeling of that end result, whatever it is that you dream of, whatever that lifestyle is that you want, whatever that car is that you want to drive, or whatever income that you want to make. I know these things sound superficial, but everybody has, that end result that they want to aim for. And the point is that you must know what that reality feels like first, because as a byproduct, when you do, navigate life as if you already have those results, the byproduct is that you'll start taking the actions that the better version of you would do in order to get there. The analogy that Tom gave me was that the movie, or like the life you want and how you want it to play out, already exists. It's just that you have to press play, which is taking action the way the main character, the better version of you, would, and watch it play out. But anyways, guys, I don't want to keep rambling for too long. There's 3 actionable steps that I put here on my notes on my laptop for anyone who's kind of going through this same thing as I am, kind of getting stuck in this loop of perfection and not taking any kind of action. First one that I wrote here on the list is that the moment an idea comes to mind, act on it immediately. Like, even like this video, I didn't know what would come about. I just had this spark of creativity, spark of inspiration to just, get on the camera, just say something. And I had to ride on that idea while it was fresh. So the moment something comes to mind, act on it immediately while, that inspiration is there. You don't want that momentum to die out. The second thing that I wrote is that when it comes to making an idea come to life, when it comes to actually taking the action, figure out the improvement as you go. You don't need to have all of the answers lined up from the start, and most of the times you never really will. And the exact words that I wrote here on my laptop, I wrote, figure out the improvements as you go. The main important thing is that you're actually going. It's more important that you're actually in motion, that you're actually doing something, and then you'll figure out how to, refine or find more clarity along the way as you go. And then the last thing that I have on my list, guys, is whatever it is that you are trying to do, whatever it is that you're trying to accomplish, break it down into smaller steps or smaller tasks and focus on one thing at a time. For me, we could use my YouTube videos as an example, right? For like a day in the life vlog, I'm thinking about like an end product, like a polished video, making it cinematic, making it nice and clean, perfect audio, thumbnail, right? And just focusing on the right words to say, etc. Like all of that could be overwhelming for me. If I were to break it down into smaller steps, the smaller steps would be first, just pick up the camera and record, right? Very first step. And then once I have, footage, things that I have recorded, then I could move into the second step, which is to edit, right? Get the base foundation, just start cutting up some footage, start stringing pieces of content together. Third would be I guess you could say like the icing of the cake, right? So like sound effects, any transition noises, soundtracks, any kind of color grade. And then the last step would be like the stamp, which is like the thumbnail and the title. And then boom, publish. It's really that simple. But when you kind of zoom out and you're just like looking at the end result, it could get overwhelming. So yeah, those are like the 3 actionable steps that I have when it comes to getting caught up in perfection, guys. It's really important, and even a reminder to myself that you got to keep progress at the forefront of mind rather than perfection, because perfection is the number one killer of progress. Perfection is what leads to paralysis, and you just get better at things as you go, and you find more clarity as you try more things. Like that's why I've been doing a little bit of this, I've been doing a little bit of that. I've just been exploring my passions, my interests, what I'm skilled at, and just really trying to narrow down what my path will be. So that's the journey that I'm in right now, that you guys are witnessing. I was thinking too, like, this is something, this whole journey that I'm in right now, this stage of life, as tough as it feels sometimes, like I used to pray to be in this situation that I'm in right now, right? Like what's that quote? It's like, you are currently living one of the prayers you used to pray for, something like that. And that really resonates with me. So thank you guys for those of you guys who are watching my YouTube, really thank you for supporting me. I really do appreciate it, guys. So like and subscribe if you guys want to see more content like this. If you do like this whole like sit down thing and conversation style videos, let me know. And I'll see you guys on the next video.